Hello, in this Pro Videos Fast tip, I want to really dig into how I realistically get videos done in a couple of hours. And so we'll be taking a look at just a second, but here first, on this page, you can get the free templates here briefly. We'll just quickly look at those. These are the 4 templates here that are included with this freebie. And you can go to previous tips here if you want to, and so just take advantage of that. If you don't have Kinetic Text Animator, you can follow along with ReadyGo Video Editor, which is free, with what I'm about to share with you. So here's really the dynamic that I am going to really suggest that you try to follow whenever you possibly can to get your videos done in a couple of hours. So first of all, I do recommend that you write a script. I use Google Docs. It's just free, and I can do that. It has text editor. It has a autocorrect and spell checking, that kind of thing, and so that's very useful. Also, it's very easy to share, so that's why I like to do that. But what I like to do is after I've gotten it written in, I'll talk about some tips here in a second on writing your script. But here, what I'm looking at this first 4 sentences, for example. And it says, have you ever wondered? So this starts to kind of evoke the idea in my mind of thinking or questioning or something like that. So I start to basically kind of think, okay, well, if I have something where the subject matter kind of portrays that, then I can have a good solid video segment for that. So what I like to do then is come over to Kinetic Text Animator. You can see that I've already got one where she kind of has a questioning or doubtful look on her face, a thoughtful look. And so I found that by just going here. Now make sure that your templates are selected in the folder. Just choose folder and then find wherever you've put your templates. And then when you've done that, you can see here that I typed in quest. I didn't want to even, we don't even have to write the full word out. I could have thoughtful or some other things, but I just used quest as for question. And you can see here that it comes up with some templates here. And I just chose open template. And it's that easy. After that, sometimes I'll just go into my script, copy and paste, and put it in here. Or if I don't want to do that, then what I can do is I can just kind of write it out. But I like to use the script whenever possible, even if I don't like to actually take all the exact words and put them in here. I like to distill it down for the video and not always use the same words that I have in my script. Sometimes I do, but a lot of times I don't. I like to mix it up because I'm trying to create pattern interrupt. And so once I've done that, I can usually, if I copy and paste and kind of just take a few seconds to get that all kind of, where there's something decent there, and make sure that I don't have any typos, I can go ahead and hit export. And what I like to do at that point is go back to my script and start thinking through my second, or the next segment of my video. If I'm doing that and coming up with kernelizing or getting the core idea of this next segment while the other one is rendering, I'm pretty much ready to go once the next segment is done, and I can just bang through my script that way. And so that's what I recommend, and that's the dynamic that we've really tried to set up for you with keyword searchable templates in our ReadyGo Video Editor, our ReadyGo Video template line. So here you'll see, I'm going to give you a few more tips on writing scripts. Now, first of all, notice that it's not very long. I have found that, I don't want to have any more than a page, because anything more than a page is going to take too long to read and too long for the viewer. This right here resulted in a slightly over 2-minute video. And so now you may be kind of protesting, oh, I can't say everything I need to in a 2-minute video. And really, if you need to say tons of stuff, you can do a follow-up video, you can do other things, but I really try to, people aren't going to watch a 5-minute video these days unless it's like, you're curing cancer or something. You really need to have it be short in order for the people to get through it. After that, I'm trying to accomplish the core, concept of a sales video. Usually I'm going to identify with the user and kind of portray the problem so that they know that, yes, it's a real problem. And I identify with how much of a struggle that is, and then I try to present the solution, and then finally have a call to action. And while I'm doing that, I try to mix up my sentences, some long, some short, and try to avoid using the same word over and over again. Of course, avoid typos and grammatical errors, and that's why I like to share it with other people if I can. At the very least, one of my top tips for making a script is after you've written it, read it out to yourself. because when you do, you'll find that, if you're like me, you'll find that you've got awkwardly worded things, and the way you thought you wrote it was not how you actually wrote it. And that's a great way to find errors. And if you have time, share it with your friends. My final tip is just take a little time away from it. Grab some lunch or some coffee or do some exercise or something. Come back to it, because that's another great way of finding things that you might have missed. But once you've done that, then you can bang through the script as I've shared with you. And that's how I realistically get through my videos in a couple of hours.